All right, let's do some Mathity-Math. Have here a lovely story problem. Let's see what it's about. It says here, the ruler of Shapetopia is Queen Polyarchy, and she wants to know the favorite color of all her royal subjects. Well, how thoughtful of the queen. But she's a very busy queen, so she does not have time to survey all 350 of her royal subjects. Okay? She only has time to conduct a systematic survey of 85 of her royal subjects. And that's a key word right there, systematic survey. We'll come back to that. The chart below shows the demographic breakdown of the shapes in Queen Polyarchy's kingdom. That's these lovely characters right here. And it says, how many of each shape should Queen Polyarchy survey to ensure that her systematic survey, there we see that word again, systematic survey, is representative, another big word, of the entire population, okay? So let's rewind this a little bit. The entire population, that's referring to the 350 subjects, okay? So the entire population is these 350 subjects. So these 350 subjects, it's these people right here. And if you're not quite sure, you can just quickly check that. You can go 58 plus 90, that's right here, the squares, plus the circles, plus 100, and the rectangles, plus 50, and my favorite, the stars. And it gets 350, so you can see that is the entire population. And so for her survey to be representative, what that means is of those 85, it should be in the same proportion as each one of these shapes relative to 350. Okay, so let me just break this down. For instance, of all of the shapes, triangles are 58 of the 350. And what we're trying to do is create a ratio that is exactly the same, but in the ratio, it's going to be our systematic survey. We can only do 85, right? So we want this ratio to actually be exactly the same. So we're going to try to find the value of triangles that would make this ratio exactly the same. Now you could cross multiply these. I guess I can do that real fast for you. 350 times x is 350x, and then that would be equal to 58 times 85. So here we go, 58 times 85. That's 4,930. And if you divide both sides by 350, that's just good algebra, you get 14.0857 yada yada yada, which we can just round to a nice and beautiful 14. So we know that there's going to be 14 triangle survey, and that's 14 out of the 85. Now I do want to take a second here. I'm just going to draw like a little separation thing here. There's another way we can do this that might be a little faster and let you just do it straight away in your calculator. And the idea here is, if you know this ratio right here, which is 58 over 350, triangles to population, if you just multiply that by your survey number, which is 85, you'll also get your answer, and it's a little bit faster. And also, it's a good way to check your work. If you do it this way and you get 14, and you do it this way and you get 14, you did the same problem two different ways, and odds are then you've got the right answer. So watch. Parentheses, 58 divided by 350. There you go. Just multiply that whole. Oh, can we see that? There we go. 58 over 350, and I'm just going to multiply that whole thing right here by 85. And I do kind of want you guys to see that the way I wrote it is exactly the way I'm entering it. 58 over 350, 58 over 350, times 85. Boom. And you get 14.0857, yada, yada, yada. So you know you did it right, okay? So we're actually going to do it this way for the rest of this and just bang out these answers. So we know there's 14 triangles, okay? So for the squares, let me move this for now. For the squares, we know the squares, there's going to be 90 of the 350, right? That's our squares, 90 of the 350, and we're just going to multiply that by our sample size, 85. Here we go. Parentheses, let me just clear it out so you can see it nicely. Parentheses, 90 divided by 350, close them up, and just put in 85. Boom, 21.857, so we'll say 22. So now we know there's 22 squares. Let's go down to the circles. I gotta say, I think these shapes are adorable too. I really like them. All right, 100, divided by 350. There's 100 out of 350 times 85. Let's just do it. Parentheses, 100 divided by 350, close down, times 85. 24.2, so we'll round down to 24. And if you think you got the pattern, I encourage you to not just leave yet, because there's something we want to do at the end to double check to make sure we didn't make any silly mistakes. So just stick around for a minute so we can make sure we didn't make a silly mistake. All right, 50 over 350, 50 rectangles for the whole population of 350, multiplied by our sample size of 85. Again, I just type it in exactly as I wrote it. I do think this will help us avoid some silly mistakes. And you get 12.14, so we call it 12. Last one, the stars. So there are 52 stars over the entire population of 350, and my sample size is 85. Here we go. 52 divided by 350 multiplied by my sample size of 85. And I get 12.6. I'll call it 13. Now, this is an important step. If we did this right, if we add all of these up, if we add them all up, it should be 85 because that was our sample size. So I do encourage you to take a second and make sure that those add up to 85. So let's go. 14 plus 22 plus 24 plus 12 plus 13. Boom, 85. We did it. Good job. All right, so there you go. That's how you take a systematic sample. As always, if you want to be notified when I make you more practice problems, go ahead and subscribe. And if you have any questions or you want to see a specific problem or need more practice, just leave a comment below and I'll do my best to make that just for you. Thank you. Bye.